Hello everyone. This video is in continuation to Animal Kingdom. We have discussed till the classification of Animal Kingdom. From now on, we are going to take up each phylum and we'll discuss 2 or 3 examples of each phylum in our videos. We have started up with the first phylum, that is Porifera, and we are going to discuss sponges here in this video. So I have just jotted down the characteristics which we are going, general characteristics which we are going to discuss here of the poriferans. The first is that the poriferans, they have a porous body. They have pores throughout their body. So if we make, we'll one by one take it, porous body. How do we explain they have porous body? What a kind of pores are present in it? Suppose we see the structure of a sponge. So when we see the structure, this a kind of opening here. We have this opening here, and it has these pores present here. Fine. So the pore which is present on the pores which are present on the sides are known as ostia. These are ostia and are the inlet pores. Helps the water to move in. This is the opening, the front, the opening on the top is known as oscula. This is the outlet. Fine. The water moves through the ostia, and this is the inside this we have the spongospele. Now the water moves through the ostia into the spongospele, and then the nutrients are used in exchange of gases take place, and the water is then moved out through oscula. So what all they don't have any body cavity. They are diploblastic. They don't have acoelomate. You can say they are acoelomate. They don't have a proper cavity. They just have this spongospele present here, which allows the movement of the nutrients or the gases through it, and entry and exit also. So these are the pores which we are talking about, the ostia and the oscula. The ostia are they cover the whole body of the sponge, making it porous. Fine. Then we are going to start the discussion. This is about the how it has a porous body. These are the pores which you can see. After that, we are going to discuss the diploblastic nature. They are diploblastic. Now if you remember, we had already done that diploblastic means having 2 germ layers. It has 2 germ layers present in it. Now the diagram, I'll just make the diagram here so that it's made clearly. I'll discuss the next parts because it's easy and there is no diagram for it. Cell aggregate body plan. It does not have a proper a proper body plan, blind sac or tube within tube. It is cell aggregate. The first body plan which we discussed, the cell aggregate wherein a mass of cells are there which forms the organism. Fine. They coordinate, the cells they coordinate among each other. So this is a cell aggregate body plan, no tissues and all. Then they have canal systems which we'll separately discuss. Now I'm going to discuss about the diploblastic condition or diploblastic condition wherein they have 2 germ layers. Now if I see, I'll be taking up this section for say this section. What all I am going to magnify the part. This part is going to be magnified. I'll just make the arrow here to make the things clear. I am magnifying this part. Now when we magnify this part, there are 2 layers. Fine. The outer layer, and we have this ostia here which we made. Fine. So now we have flat cells lining this is the outer region, the outer layer, and inside here we have the spongospele. Fine. So this is the inner part, this region, and the outer region, this is the outer region. So the outer region is lined with these flat cells known as pinacocytes. Pinacocytes, and the layer is known as pinacoderm. Fine. And after this, they have this region wherein it is known as mesoglea. It is semi, it's a matrix-like substance which has different cells present in it. So this region is known as mesoglea. We label it. This is mesoglea. Okay. Now, herein the part which is ostium, herein we have these flattened cells known as pore cells. Right? We have these flattened cells which are known as pore cells. These are pore cells on both the sides of the ostia. And herein towards the inner side we have choanocytes present, which is a very significant feature of sponges or poriferans. When we see the structure, I'll make a choanocyte here. When we see the structure of a choanocyte, it's a structure which has this collar-like structure present and a flagella present here. This is the collar and this is the flagella. So this is a very significant feature of poriferans, the presence of choanocytes. So this layer, the internal side, it has these choanocytes present here, and the layer is known as choanoderm. These are the choanocytes, the collar and the flagella. We have the collar and flagella. So this is a kind of structure. So that this is internally flagellate herein. So these are the choanocytes, and this layer is known as choanoderm. So there are two layers, pinacoderm and choanoderm. Choanoderm towards the spongiocele and pinacoderm towards the outer side. Now in the mesoglea we have spicules present. Spicules can be branched, they can be unbranched. We'll talk about them in the next video. They have various cells present called as amoebocytes. These amoebocytes are present here. I'll label also simultaneously. These are amoebocytes. They have spicules present here, and it is as already told, it's a semi-liquid substance. Also herein they have spongin fibers present. Spongin fibers are also present here. So the ones which I am circling, they are the cells which are present in the mesoglea region. There are multiple others also. So these are certain parts which form the mesoglea region of the poriferans. So we have discussed the diploblastic nature, the choanoderm and the pinacoderm. Inside has a mesoglea. There are pore cells at the base of both the ostia, separating both the ostia, and inside one is the choanoderm, outside is the pinacoderm. So this is the diploblastic nature. After that we are going to discuss, we have discussed cell aggregate body plan, and the next one is canal system. Canal system in case of sponges can be categorized into three parts, or you can say are of three types: Ascon type, Sycon type and Leucon type. Fine. So Ascon type of system is the one which we have observed here, wherein the choanocytes are towards the spongiocele, wherein Sycon type are the one wherein the choanocytes are present at the radial canal. At radial canal. And Leucon type are the one which are present in flagellate chambers. Where I am just talking about the difference between the canal system according to the presence of choanocytes. Fine. So leukocytes, in leukocytes the choanocytes are present in flagellate chambers. Fine. So these are the main differences between the canal system, Ascon, Sycon and Leucon type of canal system. We have one more characteristic, that is the endoskeleton. Now the endoskeleton in the poriferans is basically categorized into two types because of the presence of spicules or the ones which have spongin fibers. Spongin fibers. If I say it has spicules present, spicules can be of two types, calcareous and made up of calcium carbonate, calcareous, and salicylic acid. It has present of silicic acid in it. And if I say spongin fibers, they do not have spicules, they have a soft material present which is spongin protein. Spongin protein. Now spongin protein makes it very soft, which is basically used in bath sponge. This is the spongin fibers are present in spongilla, which is used as bath sponge. Otherwise all the other poriferans or sponges, they have spicules present in them, which makes it hard and which cannot be used as a bath sponge. Fine. So these are the characteristics or general characteristics of poriferans. In our next video we'll discuss about the digestive system, circulatory, respiratory and excretory system of the poriferans. So keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you.